Welcome to our YouTube video series on employment law. My name is Christopher Neufeld of Neufeld Legal. And in this particular video, we'll be discussing the importance of taking a step back before you proceed with quitting your job. Now, it might be that you really feel the need to step away from your current employment. However, the last thing you really should want to be doing and regretting about afterwards is falling into the Hollywood trap of taking the initiative and simply deciding at the spur of the moment or with minimal review that you're going to just simply get up, quit your job, tell your boss that you're done, and walk away. In almost every circumstance, this is not in your best interest. At a very minimum, you should just be taking some time to review the situation and consider where you're standing. And then you really should be picking up the phone and even briefly talking to an employment lawyer and asking them what their thoughts are before you make this radical step forward. Now, in certain circumstances, there may not be significant financial repercussions in the sense that the jurisdiction within which you're working might not really provide you with that much in the way of off-the-table returns that you might be able to pursue. Now, if that's the case, you at least want to come into the process with a clear head and having discussed it with the lawyer, even briefly. So you proceed in a well thought out and appropriate manner. But that is only the circumstances in very particular jurisdictions. In many other places, the fact of the matter is that you might be entitled to certain types of money where you even quitting your job. But you need to approach it correctly and with a smart and resounding approach that engages the right professionals and provides for an appropriate review of your employment position and your opportunity that may exist to collect more money than you would otherwise be entitled to should you simply walk in and quit without discussing this matter appropriately with knowledgeable legal counsel. And why do I say this? Well, I say it because the fact of the matter is that all too often, employees have allowed themselves to be pushed around and to be underpaid and to find themselves in a very challenging position. And when it comes to quitting your job, do you really need to quit your job, or do you need to do some hybrid version of this where you talk to legal counsel, you figure out where you stand, and employ a strategic approach to how you proceed? Because it may not well be that you step in and approach it like the Hollywood savants would do it and say, take this job and shove it. I'm done with you. I'm done with this company. I'm out of here. Is that necessarily the best approach? You might get some feeling of satisfaction from it, but is that all the satisfaction you want to get out of it? It's momentary, and especially when you find out afterwards that you might have left money on the table, it might not well be the most appropriate way. If you really want to deal with your former boss, your former company to be, and move forward, would it be better that you speak to legal counsel You sit back, you provide your lawyer with the opportunity to review your situation, your employment situation, your payroll situation, and the like, and make a determination at that point as to how to proceed. Because, like I said before, there might very well be money that's sitting and available to yourself that you could address appropriately. So as opposed to simply walking in one day without thinking about it or giving it much heed, would it not in some respects be better to be able to go in and say, look, you know what, Mr. Boss, Mrs. Boss, I've been working for all this time, and I realized that you've been underpaying me, that you've been treating me the wrong way, and that you have to correct this, and I need this corrected now. Not even inferring that you're looking to quit, but you're wanting the situation corrected. Now, this places them in a real dilemma. Either they address your situation appropriately, which is unlikely, or they might well just simply terminate you. And now that you've been terminated, you're in a far more advantageous position, especially given the fact that you've addressed a problem associated with the company, associated with the treatment, associated with its payroll, or something else that you've discerned with your lawyer. And you've approached it in a manner that puts them in a very difficult situation, because either they address the situation or they simply fire you, and now they have to deal with the consequences of inappropriately firing you. And given this situation, it creates the potential for a wrongful dismissal suit. It creates the potential for exposing legal problems, financial problems for that particular company. And it causes them some very serious concerns and serious financial issues. Now, this might not exist in every situation, but isn't it better to approach it this way than to simply have the momentary feeling of quitting your job and having given up all the opportunity to deal with the problems and the issues that underlie your employment? Given the fact that all too many employers are not wanting to pay their employees as much as they owe them, given the fact that all too many employers are not looking to see, are they underpaying you? They're always looking to see how I can pay my employees less. They're not looking for potential mistakes, because even if they find mistakes, they're not going to want to correct them, because correcting them has its own set of problems. And that's the reality that employers are living with. So if you're coming to the point where you're saying to yourself, I'm done with this job, I want to quit this job, take a moment, call a lawyer, speak to them, find out what options are available to yourself. Take the opportunity to review your employment position, your payroll system, and see what might be available to yourself. Because the last thing you want to do is give your boss the last laugh in this. And you're going to be doing that if you just too quickly just get up and quit like a Hollywood actor would. Big mistake in my opinion, but that's the reality that we face. So take the time, make the call, inquire, and look at your options, and then proceed. You've been working there long enough, you may as well know what you can do before you jump in, and then proceed as you believe is appropriate, and with the confidence that you've spoken with legal counsel in advance, you understand your rights and what the implications of the process are, and each approach is going to be. And then that way, You'll be better served when you're looking to depart your particular employment. Thank you.